Good morning and welcome to the Daily Tanya. Today is Tuesday, the 27th day of Shvat. Let's begin with tzedakah. Gedele tzedakah, shemekareves es hageula. Charity brings Mashiach closer. So we continue now, 25. Again, it's a small piece of this chapter, a very important chapter, where the Alter Rebbe says how we should implement and utilize the natural love that we have in being connected with Hashem in every way possible. That means when you realize, when we think about the fact that we have the natural love, and that kind of love that we have, it's innate in every single Jew. And this is why people will give up their life not to commit idolatry. And when we think about how every mitzvah connects us to Hashem and every sin separates us from Hashem, that therefore we come to a conclusion that this is the right thing to do. We don't want to be separated from Hashem, so we'll do everything, all the mitzvahs, to be connected with Hashem. So this, until now, the Alter Rebbe discussed that that this keeps us from violating, transgressing the prohibitions. And the Alter Rebbe now goes on and says, also the same thing is also with the positive commandments. This love that we have, the natural love, keeps us and encourages us to do the positive commandments, not only just doing it, but going beyond the basic needs of doing the mitzvah. Because any mitzvah that we do, if the Torah commands us, put on tefillin every day, if you don't put on tefillin, if you don't do it, it's not just that you're missing a mitzvah, but also considered a sin. If when the Torah says to shake the lulav in Sukkot, so if you don't do it, it's considered a sin. It separates us from Hashem. But then, if you do it, then you're not separated. When you do the mitzvah, you stay connected. So when you have the fear of being separated and you do the mitzvah, even in the basic form of the mitzvah, you're connected. However, when a person has not just the fear of being separated, but he has the real love to Hashem, the hidden love it's beyond understanding, just like the natural love, like you love your child, a father loves a child loves a father, or the love that you love Hashem like you love your life, you feel this is your life. It is more of something which is beyond understanding, beyond explanation. And therefore, when a person realizes that he has this kind of love to Hashem, that will drive the person to do the mitzvah, not just in the basic form, not just to do it because you can mark it off, okay, I did it, I prayed today, I give tzedakah today, I studied Torah. No, when you love someone, really, you're going to give everything. You're going to go beyond of the requirements. Says the Alter Rebbe, that this love will keep us strong like lions. Strong like lions mean that there is the Yetzer Hara that tries to drag us down. We should be lazy, not to wake up early to do it. When you do the mitzvah, you do it with alacrity, you do it quickly. Why do you do it? Because when you love someone, you're not going to wait to do the mitzvah. You're going to do it right away. And you do it with excitement, and you do it with passion. This is what Alter Rebbe says today, that this hidden love leads the person to do the mitzvah in such a way. And he gives an example of the mitzvahs, which there are the three pillars that the world stands upon, which is the pillar of Torah, the pillar of prayer, and the pillar of mitzvahs and tzedakah. And these three pillars, says the Alter Rebbe, this love helps you to be strong like a lion and do it in an exemplary way. So let's see inside what the Alter Rebbe says. The Alter Rebbe, "Vehein bibchinas va'asei toiv." Likewise, in the category of doing good, one can employ the power of his hidden love, leisgaber ka'ari bigvura v'oimetz alev, to strengthen himself like a lion with might and determination of heart. Neged hayetzer hamachbid gufay umapil olav atzla, against the evil nature which weighs down his body and cast over him as sloth, which stems from the element of earth that is in his animal soul. So this element of earth drags the person down to be lazy when it comes to do the mitzvahs. Milatriach gufay bizrizus bechol mine teirach v'avodas masa v'avodas Hashem sheyesh b'teirach v'amal. This laziness prevents him from exerting his body energetically with every type of effort and strain in the service of God that entails effort and toil. And Alter Rebbe brings a few examples, and again, those are examples that we're not talking about the basic doing of the mitzvah. We're talking example that the laziness to do it in more of an exemplary way. So it brings an example. Kegoin, for example, Lamil b'Torah be'iyun u'b'peh lo yipasik pumya migirse. For example, to labor in Torah with deep concentration and also orally, so that his mouth will never cease from Torah study. So to study Torah sometimes is not easy. You study Torah, and especially when you study Torah, it's also important to verbalize the words of Torah. Say it orally. Alter Rebbe says in Shulchan Aruch that when you study Torah and you don't verbalize it, it's missing a part of studying Torah. So when you study Torah and you understand what you study, but you don't verbalize it, in a way you're studying Torah, you're doing the mitzvah, but it's not done in a perfect way. So here it says, Lama, to work hard in study Torah, to verbalize it, as it says, like pasik pumya migirse, never cease from Torah study. The mouth never ceases from Torah study. Okay, Maimer Razal, and brings what our sages tell us about the study of Torah. La'olam yasim odem atzmoi al divrei Torah kashoyer la'oil v'chachamoyer le'masi. As our sages have said, a man should always submit to the words of Torah like an ox to the yoke and a donkey to the load. An ox puts the yoke on, and the yoke is placed on the ox, and the ox knows that he has to go. It works. Sometimes in Torah, we explained in the previous chapter that the Torah has the connection with Hashem. We become one with Hashem. And sometimes we study Torah, we don't realize, we don't see the connection, but we do it nevertheless. Even though it's not easy, we're going to do it. We're going to focus on the Torah, we say the words of Torah, and we take it as a yoke on us, and like a load, like a donkey carries a load. So when we do this, again, so the love of Hashem makes you strong like a lion, that you're not gonna listen to the Yetzer Hara to be lazy, but you're gonna keep doing it in the best way possible. So this is one example. The second example it brings is from prayer. Avodah, the pillar of serving Hashem. Similarly, with regard to devout prayer, he should exert himself with all the strength he can muster. So again, praying, you can pray, you can scan the words and finishing the prayer quickly. But you can do it with prayer, with kavanah, with concentration, thinking each word and understanding. The Rebbe once said to a gentleman, came to and told the Rebbe how to concentrate in prayer. So the Rebbe asked him, "What's your favorite? What's your language that you're most familiar with?" As he says, English. So the Rebbe told him, pray the prayer But sometimes look in the translation, see what it means, see the kavanah, what it means. And then the kavanah is also connecting and trying to connect to some higher spiritual connection. Understanding, you pray about the angels, you pray about all of this, the mountains, how everything is made by Hashem, and how the angels are nullified to Hashem. So the more you're able to think about it, and of course to do that, the more you study Chassidus, you're able to have more material what to think about during the prayer. So this again, so you exert every part of you to be connected to Hashem. And shehi bedavar shebamamim. So too with regard to serving God in monetary manners, such as the duty of charity. When you give tzedakah, again later on, the Alter Rebbe will explain. You give tzedakah when you give more than you need to give. That also is something that is an effort that you put in. When you reveal the love of Hashem that you have, you're gonna spare no efforts in this way, because you want to be connected to Hashem with every possible way. And there's a story from a chassid of the Alter Rebbe. His name was Meir Rafals, and he once was traveling, and then he realized that his tzitzis is not kosher. One of the part of the tzitzis that he's wearing is torn off, and he took off the tzitzis. Obviously, he cannot wear such tzitzis. But then he didn't want to move from his place, although it's not a biblical thing. It's a custom to keep to have the tzitzis constantly, but he kept it, and he wanted to make sure he's not moving without tzitzis. And it was the middle of the road, and he was waiting in a place, hoping see a Jew, perhaps someone will have an extra pair of tzitzis. And sure enough, there was a merchant who was selling Judaica, had with him a pair of tzitzis, and he sees him from afar, and he calls him, "Come, I want to get a pair of tzitzis." He says, No, it's not worth it for me to come to you. It's too much trouble for this half a kapka that I'm going to make from this deal. So he says, I'm going to give you a whole ruble. He says, no, it's not good. It's not worth it for me. So Rabbi Meir says, I'm going to give you everything that I have in my pocket. He says, no, that's not good enough. Rabbi Meir says to him, I'm going to give you everything that I have here, everything that I possess. And for that he agreed, and he came, and he gave him a pair of tzitzis, and Reb Meir gave him everything that he had, all the money that he had. And later on, Reb Meir came to his Rebbe, the Alter Rebbe. The Alter Rebbe took out a wallet with all the money that he gave. And he told him that this man was Eliyahu Hanavi, the prophet Elijah, that came to test you, to see how strong is your desire to do a mitzvah. And indeed, he passed the test. The word testing in Hebrew is nisayon. Nisayon means also elevating. When we have a test, it is an elevation. And sometimes Hashem wants us to bring out from the depth, to see how strong we are. It's not just to see how good we are. It is to reveal what is really in us, to reveal that deep in us we do have such a strong love to Hashem, and we're going to give everything away to be connected to Hashem, to do one mitzvah, one small mitzvah, that is not even an obligation biblically, not even rabbinically. But he wants to do it, because this is what the innate love, which it's beyond logic. It is a love that will become one with Hashem. This is the end of today's share. Bezat Hashem, we'll see you tomorrow. Have a wonderful day.